Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is a sales report, so not the most interesting thing. However, considering last month was an appalling month, well, it wasn't that bad, but it was very kind of like, it was a miss on the scale of what's good and what's not, and in eBay. I have worked so hard this month to try and reverse that. And I have to say, I am getting a bit of eBay whiplash when it comes to when things sell and what sells and everything. So yeah, it's not a really long video. I'm going to try and whiz through as much as possible, but I am going to just talk about what I've done and where I'm going. Okay, so this is like my month-on-month net profit or guesstimate net profit, and it's just on eBay. It's not counting any other reselling platforms. Yeah, February was the month that I was really worried about, but it kind of turned okay. That's why I was so shocked that April was even lower than even February, so that's what kind of gave me a rocket up my bum to kind of pull things out. Now March has been my biggest month this year. It's not my biggest month ever, but it's been my biggest month this year in net profit, and I made 2013, as you can see. So yeah, it's like a £500 dip. So like I am seriously getting like eBay whiplash in terms of how much net profit that I'm making, and also like when things sell on eBay and like which days and stuff. Everyone says like it feels like eBay's literally turned their store off and everything, and it does kind of feel like that sometimes. So I'm just going to go over how well I've done this month. Okay, so I'm going to break it down week by week. I've just done it here, but I haven't accounted the last 3 days. These are only the first like 28 days, and because it just makes it cleaner. But yeah, the first week was the best week, and I made £974.51p. That's usually the case nearly every month that I've checked. The first week of the month has been my strongest, but then if you look at weeks 2, 3 and 4, there's not much in it. There's probably 70, but I mean the week 4 is a bit of a dip, but other than that it's not that bad. And my average sales per day are £229, just over. So yeah, so these were like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. These were like the last few days in May, but my total turnover for May was £3,885.44p, except I might need to add £40 onto that because I've had a couple of sales just before midnight as I'm recording this, typically on the last day of May. So yeah, if I add those 3 days onto the end and work out the average day, it comes to £125.33 a day, which is still pretty good. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that because, as I said, like my target is usually about £100, and some of the days, as you can see in the next graph, are a lot over 100, and some aren't. Like if you look at Thursday, if you just zip to Thursday on week 1, look at that. I made over £300 on that day, and I've noticed my £200 days and £300 days, although at the moment I've only had like a few, they're getting a bit more frequent every month. So I used to have like maybe one every other month, and the rest were pretty middling, but like this month has just it's kind of been on fire a little bit. So just looking at Sunday, I feel like Sundays are my most consistent, not my most profitable, but my most consistent. I think Thursday is like a runaway like day, apart from like the week 4. Look at that. So the week previous I made about £280, and then the week 4 in the pink I made 28 quid. Like, talk about whiplash, although it isn't day-to-day kind of comparisons. But yeah, it's just it's very up and down, and that's what I think people get a bit annoyed about eBay. It's like it does kind of feel like they turn you off. Yeah, so I'm going to go into some of my sales now, and yeah, I'm not gonna do all of them. Obviously, I'll be here all night. However, I just want to do a couple that are quite interesting and that have some good relevancy in what I'm going to be doing moving forward. Okay, so these are some of the fastest sales that I've had. I'm going to start with the top right. That is a silk blouse. It's by Rachel something. I didn't pay £2.50 for it. That's a typo. I only paid £1 for it. I got it off the sale rack when I went into Macclesfield, and that sold literally within an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Like, I started doing an episode of Grey's Anatomy while I was listed it, and then it hadn't even finished yet and it sold. I don't know why. It's not a very... I've checked the comps. I priced it quite expensive, quite really. Some of them go for about like £16-15. So, and I put mine up for like 19.99. So yeah, bit weird, that one. The one on the left, the jumper on the left, that is the John Smedley, and I got that at the car boot, £2 into 33.50. Thank you very much. And the same with the Hetty little desktop Hoover. That actually is one of my favourite sales. I got that from the same car boot. It was £1, sold it for £26. Really good. That little Sesame Street Fairy is £3 from a charity shop, and that sold overnight. Like, I woke up to it, I listed it at 9 o'clock, sold it like 6 o'clock. Okay, so the next slide is, do you remember those kilo sales? Well, these are like the profits already. So I've sold quite a few of them. I've got the Levi on the left, top left. Oh yeah, and it's all, I've kind of, they were £4 each. I think it ended up being about £4.10 per item. That's how I worked it out. But yeah, that's a Levi utility shirt, sold for £27.50. The one below it is like a Levi, like, what's it called, snap button one, that went for £28.69. The one on the right, Marlboro Classics, it's a classic, £28.80. And the one above that, in the top right hand corner, is a Gant shirt. That was one of the cheaper Gant shirts as well, and it sold pretty quickly actually. The next slide that I'm going to show you is probably got one of my favourite shirts in, and it's the bottom right. Again, it's from the kilo sale. It's a Parrot shirt, it's a Levi shirt, and I knew I had good money when I got that. Yeah, I sold for £32.30. I actually took an offer on it. It was, I think, I put it up for £33 and I took an offer of like £28. Anywho, yeah, the one on the left next to it, the bottom left, that is a Tommy Hilfiger shirt. It's premium linen cotton, it's gorgeous, £28.80. The one in just above that, the polo shirt, that's a Finch Hatton polo. I didn't know what it was. I got it in one of those mystery bags, so I just put a nominal fee of 40p on it, because I've literally just got so much from those mystery bags. Yeah, and that has paid for the lot. That one thing, and I've already sold a couple of other things as well. The one in the top right corner is like a Paisley fat face shirt. I actually got that from a charity shop for £3. It was weirdly priced, but anyway, sold for £28. And I think it's the only reason why it's sold for that much is because it's a 3XL. Today's been this month has been kind of a bit of a shoe month as well. I've been picking up shoes, and I haven't been afraid to like splash out a little bit more than what I'm used to. Obviously, everyone wants things either for free or like for £1, but alas, we cannot. Yeah, so all these are from charity shops. Bottom left, COS platforms, £6 into £69.50. Thank you. The top right, I was sweating when I bought these. I got them for £8 and I flipped them for £51.85. They are Merrells. And the bottom right, I was with my mum when I got these. These are Sanders, and when these sold for full asking, I nearly had a heart attack. I was like, oh my god! But they are brand new, and they were in one of the most expensive shops in Stoke-on-Trent, Dougie Mac, and they were only £6. I was like, okay, which is really weird because they had like a TU top from Sainsbury's there for like £4. I was like, behave. So yeah, it just shows you, just look around, because this is something I wouldn't have actually picked up myself. Yeah, so this next slide, these are all like car boot items that I picked up. The top left is a Warhammer Invasion battle pack, brand new, that went abroad. Got it for £2, sold for £33.49. I always pick up stuff like that, you just never know. The top right, however, I do know this, and I will pick this up every day, all day. It is Cottontail. It's rainbow. It's Peter Rabbit, but you've got to look for the rainbow kind of like sticker, like insignia on the tag. That is £33.50. It's one of the rarer ones. Bottom right, Pac-Man, 50p into £23.49. Love that. It's a reversible. And the like Tiffany style lampshade, I got 2 of these for £15. I sold one and I forgot to put up this one because this one had a slight crack in it, so I thought, oh, I'll save that for later. Anyway, I piled loads of stuff on it and I completely forgot about it, and lo and behold, I found it. So I put it up for 40 and I accepted an offer because I just wanted to get rid, but they were really happy and they sent me positive feedback, so that's nice. Okay, so these are part of my lampshade bundle that I got for £8. I sold 2 sets last month and I've sold 3 sets this month. I think I've still got like 1 set left, but I've already made £222 on these ones, and I've got 3 large ones that are up as well. So I'm about to hit the amount that I thought I'd get total for them, and I've still got surplus left, so I'm really chuffed with these. These are probably my biggest finds of the year in terms of turnover and profit. Yeah, so I'm not going to go through everything. That's all I'm going to go through. All the rest were I've done a lot of clothing, which is not surprising because I've been kind of like focused on clothing this month. But if you look at my April, items sold were 130. My ASP was £20, 28p, and my guesstimate net profit was 1,585. And now I've actually sold 166 items, so that's 36 more items than I did last month. My ASP is £23.34, which is like £3 more than last month, and my net profit is £2,400 and a penny. Got to add that penny. So that is incredible. That is like £900 more than last month. It just goes to show when you really, really kind of work your sort of like I have, it has been paying off. And I started with the month because that kind of frightened me, like having such a low net profit, and it did give me the motivation that I needed to start doing things a bit more differently. Like this month I've kind of had a bit of an eBay reset, and I've said, right, I'm going to do at least 20 a day. I've done challenges, I've done lots of different things to kind of keep me motivated. I've tried different sourcing techniques, going to kilo sales, that kind of thing, and yeah, it's really starting to pay off. Yeah, so it's been my best month of the year so far. And I'm quite impressed with how much work I've done. I'm exhausted, but I'm quite impressed, and I think it's all down to this kind of like eBay reset kind of that I did at the beginning of the month because of doing these sales reports. It really did shock me seeing the low and then the high and then the really low. I was like, oh my god, like April's quite a big month, and I was like, and I barely sold anything. And I say that I sold 130 items, so I did sell things. But what I did, it kind of like, it forced me to look at my sourcing habits, and it forced me to look at what I'm doing in terms of listing, because I do have a lot of stock that I still have to list. I have quite a big death pile, so I was like, right, I need to get this done, and I was like, right, I need to do that, and I've made a massive hole in it. I've got quite a lot of space now, and I've been to 3 kilo sales. One was really rubbish, the other 2 were really good, and I've been to a couple of jumble sales which I've kind of stocked up on. Car boot last week, where I've got quite a lot of stuff was already sold, so I've just been a little bit more nitpicky about the stuff that I've been picking up at car boots and in charity shops. To be fair, I have been hitting the charity shops, but I've been very nitpicky about some of the stuff, and I've been going, instead of taking too much of a chance on unnamed brands, I've been picking up a lot of bread and butter stuff. Fat Face, a big one, Orvis, Billabong, these sort of like generic kind of everyday kind of like brands that you see all the time. I've been picking them up when I've seen them for cheap. I've been picking them up, and they've been flying out the door, and I don't know why, because I've got like quality stuff. Like I've gotten some really good stuff, and I'm like, why are they not selling? So yeah, I've been very picky about what I've been getting, and I've been when I went to the kilo sales, I had a game plan. I knew what I was doing. It was shirts and t-shirts. That was basically it, with the odd thing thrown in. But yeah, I think I've been very lucky with some of the things that I picked up. The lampshades were amazing, and yeah, I think moving forward I'm going to keep the 20 listings a day target, because I've gone from 10 regular 10 easy 10 to doing 15 every now and then, and now I've been doing basically 20, sometimes 25 and 30 a day. So my minimum of 20 is really starting to pay off, and it's not surprising. You list more, you sell more, obviously. But yeah, my motivation has been, I have been treating eBay this month as a full-time job, and I've been very much like, no, this is my 9 to 5. Even if I don't work 9 to 5, it's always spread out. But yeah, I'm moving forward into June. God, it's June. When did that happen? June 2023. yeah, so I'm hoping June is going to be another really good month. I want to try and be a bit more consistent. Instead of seeing it kind of go like that, I want to see it kind of go like that, or better yet, like that. So yeah, how's your sales been? Yeah, thanks for watching. I know I said it was going to be a short one, but it's ended up being 50 minutes. Anywho, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.